You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
How you guys doing? This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. I'm your host, Safan. But before you start, I just want to say, if you're not a patriot, please exit the channel right now. And on that note, let's start the show. This is our weekly show that I want to call Week in Review, where we review what's going on in the world this past week. All right. One thing that happened this past week is that the beginning of this week, it was the Venezuela coup. Right. If you weren't aware, if you were sleeping on a rock, Venezuela had the coup. I think it happened on Tuesday or Monday or within those days. Right. So Juan Guaido ordered his troop to have military action, and right now is a mess right now. Right. So there's like we're seeing like armored trucks running over pedestrians. One National Guard arresting another National Guard, and the way how you distinguish one National Guard is because, according to Juan Guaido or within his party, is that their National Guard they have like a little blue strip or blue headband to distinguish them apart, and the other part don't. And Maduro is still controlling his opposition, his part of the troop, right? So yeah, that's one thing really happened, and what I think about what's going on is terrible, and God forbid anything bad would happen, because when you see the raw video, what happens, there's armored trucks running over people, and it was very graphic, right? It was very graphic. There's gunshots. I'm not sure it's actual guns or beanbag or whatnot, but it's a disturbing figure. It reminds me of what happened in Tiananmen Square in the 80s in China, when people are demonstrating against the Chinese, and it's very reminiscent of that, and it's very disheartening to see anything like that. And one thing I want to say is that the U.S. is monitoring this situation right now. They're monitoring, and one thing I want the U.S. to not do is to get involved. This is a solution. This is a problem that Venezuela have to solve for themselves. We should not get involved in this. Try to do a regime change. All right, we shouldn't. Get our military involved like every other administration have done in Iraq, Syria, and all that stuff. That's not good, man, because it's going to look bad on us. We just not intervene. Let them solve their own problem. Let Venezuela uprise with them themselves. All right? Let Venezuela solve their own problems. Let them decide what's the right route to go. And because the only thing I could only endure is send out food if they need food or medical aid, and that's it. When it comes to military wise, we shouldn't get involved at all, because it's gonna be bad. All right, it's gonna be bad. There's gonna be more blood shattered. That's what I think, and that's one thing that happened. All right, this past week, and let's hope. I'm just crossing my finger nothing else bad happens in the following week. But Venezuela, my thoughts and prayer go out to you guys, and you just be strong, and just you guys are gonna overcome this. Just have God will figure out a way, and yeah, that's one thing that happens is the Venezuela. That's one issue you can't avoid, and another thing that happens political wise, William Barr was supposed to go up to the House Judicial Committee to answer a few questions, but the gig is he had to answer through the House Judiciary Commission their own attorney, which means they picked their Democratic attorney and asked them William Barr, which is ridiculous because the last time this happened was during the Iran-Contra, and that was during the Reagan administration, and William Barr was during the Bush administration, so he already knows what's going to happen. It's a setup, basically. It's going to be like a setup. That's why he chose not to testify. And because he made this decision, Jerry Nadler tried to threaten him with contempt. All right? And if I was William Barr, I was like, go ahead, do it. I'm calling you bluff. All right? I think it's a bluff by Jerry Nadler. He's in all Democrats, they're sissies. All right? All the things they say is all bluff. All right, so he didn't go up there and answer none of their BS questions, right? It's a trap. Basically, that's what they're trying to do. If you don't know William Nadler, right, his son is on a committee, right? Michael Nadler, he worked for a law firm called Gibson and something, right? He worked for a law firm that's currently suing the Trump administration, right? His son worked for a law firm that's suing the Trump administration, right? And if he were to pick a lawyer, it'd probably his own son questioning William Barr. All right, you see the conflict of interest? It's a big conflict of interest. You don't know this? You have to research it, right? It's a big conflict of interest. Jerry Nadler have a son named Michael Nadler who's on a legal team that's currently suing the Trump administrations. There's a big conflict of interest, and William Barr knows the conflict of interest, and that's why he's not committed. He's not backing down by these BS situation that the Judicial Committee is doing. And to make matters worse, to make it more of a circus. See, Democrats know how to make a circus of things. They're perfectionists at making circus of things, right? Representative Stephen Cohen, brought a bucket of fried chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken, I might add, and a rubber chicken. Try to troll William Barr, saying he's a chicken. He don't want to answer the question. I'm like, how are people supposed to take you seriously? And when he eating this chicken, you can see he's licking his finger, like, bro, it does not look appetizing, right? And when Anderson Cooper was questioning Stephen Cohen, right, what he's gonna do? And Stephen Cohen was alluding to the fact that they might drag William Barr to answer a question. I'm like, what the heck is that? Why you need to do that? Huh? What is this, a 12-year-old? He treated William Barr like he's a little child. All right, Stephen Cohen, if you don't know who he is, he's a scumbag, sleazebag. I don't know how this guy got elected. He looked like a serial killer, bro. He looked like one of those serial killer. Have you seen the movie Dennis the Menace in the 1994? Right, the live action Dennis the Menace. You know Christopher Lloyd with no hair. This is what Stephen Cohen looked like. All right, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's an old reference. Watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But what Steve Cohen is this bald guy. There's nothing against bald, but this guy looked like to me, he looked like I don't know, some kind of sex offender or something. All right, some kind of sex. It doesn't look good. He doesn't look reputable, and he tried to threaten William Barr that they couldn't drag him into questioning, and that sounds so radical. That's super radical, right? When you threaten somebody to drag you in for questionings, how are you gonna do it? How are you gonna drag people? Arrest? You're gonna arrest the Attorney General? What the heck? What year are we living here? Are we in a dystopia? Is it 1984 that nobody have warned me about? Is this Brave New World we're talking about here? It's ridiculous. And Anderson Cooper was asking him the question. He was shocked himself too. You should see the video. It was crazy. Steve Cohen, he's a joke. If you guys know who he is or live in his district, don't vote for the guy. That guy's an ass clown. Pardon my language. I don't normally say that. But that's what happened. William Barr saying he's not going to go. And then the Democrats are flipping their wig right now from not wanting for hearing his answers. And they're like chicken with their head cut off right now because they're dealing with a guy who don't bow down to them. Right? Why should William Barr bow down to these people that he's not vowed to serve? All right, and we having people accused of lying and all that stuff. Like, oh my God, this is your opinion. What's your facts? What's your evidence? All right, Nancy Pelosi came out of nowhere accusing William Barr of lying. All that. People are badmouthing William Barr. William Barr don't give a blink. All right, don't give a blank. Guys, he don't. These people are the deep state we're talking about here. These people are the swamp creature. All right, and he shouldn't bow down. That's what happened in the news. Right, that's one thing that happens. And let's look at what else is on the news of last week. All right, this driver controversy within the woke community of Sport Illustrated. If you don't know about Sport Illustrated, they just have their annual issue of swimsuit. And what's striking about this year annual swimsuit edition was that they have a woman wearing a hijab in a full outfit, right? And they call it a swimsuit, right? And it looked like a tracksuit. And it just looked ridiculous, right? People were saying, like, if you call this a swimsuit, why is this a swimsuit? It's basically she's wearing a dive suit. You know what a dive suit is? is the suit that scuba diver wear. I mean, if you could call that a swimsuit, I guess, right? But it just looked ridiculous. If you're gonna wear that, might as well wear a dive suit. And the point is the swimsuit edition is that, during this time of the year, it's not that much thing are going for sports, right? And this publication got to do something to sell magazines. So what they do is they have a swimsuit edition, right? Now, what you don't know about Sports Illustrated, their main consumer or people who read Sports Illustrated are mainly men, right? And what's perfect to sell to men than sex, right? So they concocted this idea that to sell women in sport and swimsuits to sell to the men, right, as sexual objects. Well, this year, I don't know how they're gonna come up with money or raise the sales. You're gonna have a model wearing a swimsuit. Like how is that sexual, right? I think this is where the idea of getting woke come from. So Sports Illustrated is woke right now, all right? So the phrase, when you go woke, you go broke, all right? So I don't think they're gonna make a lot of money selling this issue, and they might be next to getting broke, all right? So that's one thing that's happening in the news. Another thing that happened in the news, I don't know about this, the banning of Facebook just banned a lot of people, mainly banning conservative point of view via Facebook. They banned Paul Joseph Watson, Laura Loomer. I think they banned it. I might be wrong. Lawrence Southern, all right. But just to make them seem like they're not just banning conservative, they throw in Louis Farrakhan and call him a far right. If anything, Louis Farrakhan is beyond far right. He's not even right. He's not considered a right, all right. He's more of an extremist, and they try to put him in that same category, and not knowing that Louis Farrakhan have more of an impact than what Laura Loomer and Paul Joseph Watson have, right? If anybody have more influences, it's Louis Farrakhan. He controlled the Nation of Islam, right? Laura Loomer don't control nobody. She's just an independent journalist. Paul Joseph Watson, he's just the same thing. He's just an independent journalist. What kind of influence do they have? Right? None. I mean, not that much of an influence compared to a leader of the Nation of Islam. All right? It's ridiculous to say these people are banned because of that. You know why? Because the reason why they're banned, because they know the 2020 election is coming up. That's why they're repping up this thing right now. They're doing it right now before it's too late. They try to ban as much conservative, right? So it's easy. So it's fine to ban conservative talking heads, right? Paul Joseph Watson, Laura Loomer, but it's not fine to ban such organization like Antifa. Huh? Antifa are allowed to have a Facebook page, and not only that, some ISIS group are allowed to have a Facebook page. Some radical Islamic page are able to have it. Hamas are able to have a Facebook page, but for some reason, Paul Joseph Watson and Laura Loomer are a bigger threat. All right. Excuse me, it's hay season, hay fever. I know you don't want to see this, but I'm sorry. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. We're unedited, unscripted. All right, but excuse me while I blow my nose. Woo! Just make sure no boogers coming in my nose right now. But sorry about that. I mean, it comes with the territory, having a show that's not edited and not scripted. But it is what it is. I already warned you to multiple episodes that my show is unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. But that's going back to the news, right? The Facebook banning, right? And we're talking about how come they're not banning Antifa. To make matters worse, right? Chris Cuomo came out and defending Antifa, saying that Antifa. He was looking at Antifa as a point of view that saying that at least they're fighting for a cause, right? All right, if you're going to defend Antifa, the KKK is fighting for a cause, all right? Islamic terrorists is fighting for a cause. So you're basically backing up these kind of terrorist organizations as well, all right? So, and he's getting a lot of heat for this. Like, how are you going to defend Antifa? Antifa, they're basically Nazis 2.0, all right? They're fascists. They want to say the name say they're not fascists, but when you look at it, they're extreme fascists. That's what they are. If you don't conform to what they believe in, They'll bash you in the head with a pipe, punch you, kick you, resort to violence. That's what they do. All right. And to make matters worse, I have not seen a colored person in Antifa. All right. It's all white millennials, kids, middle class white millennial kids. All right. That's the foundation of Antifa. All right. Because minority people, they got other things to do, like paying their rent, working a job, than to go protest out of nowhere. All right. We got our lives to live. That's why you don't see minorities go protesting with Antifa. All right. These are overprivileged Caucasian kids. All right. Liberals, I might add, that's doing this kind of junk. That's brainwashed by the professors. They see that their generation have nothing to go for. They don't have no civil rights to fight for back in the 60s. They want to be relevant. These Antifa kids, they have no purpose in life, so they want to be relevant. That's why they're creating this chaos for no reason. All right. They got their relevancy is over. All right. They got no career. Their future is done. That's why they're doing all this BS. And Chris Cuomo just come out and fighting for and try to defend these people. Come on, Chris Cuomo. You're an idiot for doing that. All right. And Chris Cuomo's from New York, and this is another news from New York, right? A New York mayor, if you don't know who a New York mayor is Bill de Blasio. Let me say that again. If you don't know who New York mayor is, it's Bill de Blasio. There's a rumor and expected that he might come out next week, announce his presidency. All right. Now, instead of a horse race, it's a damn debacle. Is what it is. It's a stampede. The Democratic Party is so fractured that everybody and their mama are running for president now. All right. Even Bill de Blasio, and Bill de Blasio is not a popular guy. Not a lot of people. Not most New Yorkers don't like him, and most people outside of New York don't like him. So what the heck? What makes him think that he could win a presidency? He's running as don't underestimate him, but Bill de Blasio, he has so many bad reputation right now. We try bad meat from New York. All right, lost an Amazon contract, tax up the butt. All right. If you don't know, New York is one of the only city in America that have their own that have their own income tax. New York City's tax. All right. Not only that, not only banning hot dogs, he caused a lot of tax in New York City. It's one of the most highest tax cities. So what gave him an idea to run? First of all, fix New York first, right? Fix New York first, and then maybe you could run for president. But now it's a clown circus right now. It shows you how fractured the Democratic Party is. When this much people are coming out to run for presidency, that means there's no leadership, all right? When there are this much people coming out to run for president, that means there's no leadership. They're gone far off left right now, all right? There's pocket of Democrats that doesn't resonate to every Democrat out there. It's like a Democratic Party, but you split into like multiple sections, and they don't agree. They don't agree with each other. There's extremists, there's moderates, and there's people that's in the middle, or all that stuff. Democrats, right? Not all Democrats are alike. So how are you supposed to win? This is why all the Democrats, they're singing the same song, different choir, but they're all singing the same song. All right. They don't know who to appeal to. All right. So Bill de Blasio, who are you going to appeal to? What is your motto? All right. Are you going to have a motto like "Make America Great Again"? All right. That's very influential to a lot of people. What are your motto? But the Democratic Party is fractured, right? And to speak of Bill de Blasio, what he did was he tried to promote this thing called Meatless Monday, right? And this is the perfect segue to my next story about Burger King and Impossible Burger. If you don't know Burger King, they're about to roll out this thing called the Impossible Burger. The Impossible Burger, if you don't know what the Impossible Burger is a meat substitute, right? It's a meat-like product that is not meat. It bleeds like meat, but it's not meat. It's made by, bean curds or whatever it is, right? It's trying to push this agenda of not eating meat is a good idea. All right. If you don't know anything about veganism and this Impossible Burger, is a whole agenda driven. I made a video. Go check it out. But they try to push this thing. Not only Burger King, Carl's Jr. pushing this thing called Beyond Meat. Is something like Impossible, but it's a vegetarian as well. They try to captivate this market, this niche market of veganism, right? Not knowing that veganism I think it's a fad. That's it. A lot of people that I know who was ex-vegan told me that they felt ill trying to be on this diet, and then when they got back on meat, they feel better, right? So it shows you the long-term effect of veganism. It's not that healthy for you guys. There's a lot of nutrients that you're missing if you're gonna go veganism, right? But that's one news that come out. Burger King releases this thing called the Impossible, which is clearly, by my opinion, agenda-driven, basically. All right, you don't know what kind of chemicals they put in this product, this Beyond Meat. What kind of GMO? And these people, these vegan people, they're a stock believer of non-GMO foods against Monsanto's, right? They don't like GMO foods, genetically modified foods. But again, they would not hesitate to eat a product like Impossible Burger, not knowing what kind of chemical is in there. Why is this acceptable for you, right? Impossible Burger. What kind of chemical they put in this thing to make you eat it? All right, it gotta be some kind of geoengineering in this meat product, and you guys don't want to eat meat. Why not just eat the natural thing? All right, if you crave meat. All right, don't substitute anything else. If you crave meat, just eat meat. Don't eat a false thing like Impossible Burger. But I digress. That's one thing that's on the news right now. All right. And another thing that's on the news, this is regarding illegal immigration. Ben Carson are saying he's going to crack down on Section 8 housing to illegal immigrants. And I think this is a good idea because if you don't pay into the system, why should you be entitled to our resources? I don't understand. And people don't use that comment on me. Oh, immigrant people pay as more taxes than we do. That is BS. Immigration don't pay nearly as much taxes as people think. All right, they're paying sales taxes. They're not paying income taxes. All right, they're not paying property taxes. They're not paying capital gain taxes. All right, they're not paying all these other taxes that regular citizens are paying taxes for. If anything, illegal immigrants pay fewer taxes than we do, and they pay fewer taxes, and they're entitled to a lot more governmental assistance than a regular American citizen. Does that make any sense? All right. So basically, the reason why there's a lot of homeless people out there because all these veterans deserve Section 8, right? They can't fulfill that. They can't give it to them. They can't give the voucher to legal citizens because the spot has already been taken by illegal immigrants. All right, and before we don't give it to them until a Democratic president, I think Obama or Clinton, allow it to waive it off and give it to them, right? Now it's a different administration. Now Trump and Ben Carson are implementing these things that you cannot get this thing unless you are American citizen, all right? I don't know why. This is common sense. Why would you give this to non-American citizens? They hadn't put it into the system at all. They're not supposed to be here. They broke the law by coming into here illegally, automatically breaking the law on a technicality. So why are they entitled to this? And I think this is a good thing that Ben Carson is doing, all right? Not only that, Donald Trump is implementing a new program that to say that that to warn employer that if the employee are giving you a false social security number, they could fire them immediately without even hiring them. All right, so this goes out to your illegal immigrants. If you use a false social security number, you're not getting hired. All right. This is not the Obama administration anymore. This is the Trump administration. America's first in this country. And that's basically it for the news that I think that happens right now. William Barr is dealing with the Democratic BS. There's a lot of corruption happening in the Democratic Party. All right. There's a lot of conflict of interest. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Jerry Nadler tried to force William Barr to answer question by their own attorney, which probably be his son, who worked for the Gibson law firm or whatever it is. Mark Zuckerberg is banning a lot of people. All right, Mark Zuckerberg, if you don't know him, he recently have a keynote address releasing some stupid product by Facebook. Don't buy it. If you don't know about Facebook, they're having this new product out right now called the Facebook Portal. It's basically a monitor with a camera on it. You can only use it for Facebook applications. Why would you buy that? It's so idiotic. I think they tried to captivate this market of senior citizens that don't want to deal with computers, so it allowed them to get on Facebook. All right, so what they're doing is so obvious, right? And if you don't know me by now, you don't watch my video, I said it again time after time, delete your Facebook account. You don't really need it. All right, all the stuff that's on Facebook, you already have it on your phone. You don't really need Facebook. Right, it is a distraction. It destroyed your brain. It makes you dumber. All right, destroy it. And yeah, Facebook is a terrible thing. Social media is a terrible thing. You guys should not use it. And they clearly have an agenda to destroy society. The Democratic Party is fractured, and that is up. I think that's all I have for you guys in this week in Week in Review. It's a very slow news week. There's not much thing happen. All right, it's a very slow news week, and yeah, and this is the best I could do right now. I know it could have been better, but hey, what can I say? At least there wasn't a shooting this week. Thank God. Let's hope. Give us a month of May. Let's hope a month of May is shooter free. All right. Let's just hope. But on that note, guys, this is the Week in Review. All right. For the week of May 5th, the day is Cinco de Mayo, 2019. All right. And on that note, guys, let me know what you think. You like the Week in Review? Should I continue what I'm doing? Once again, I'm not monetized by... Excuse me. I'm not monetized by YouTube. That means I'm not paid by them. That means an unfiltered, unscripted, unedited. I mean, anything that happens will be unedited out. All right, if you like what I do, please follow me on social media, Twitter and Gap.ai. And most importantly, subscribe to my channel. All right, I'm trying to get as much information out there to the public to wake up America. All right, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not taking I'm not taking donations. If I'm a shill, why would I take donations? I mean, if I'm not a shill, why would I won't take donation? Right? You don't have to donate to me. I just want you guys to share my videos and subscribe. All right. And on that note, guys, thank you for listening. This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast Week in Review. You guys have a good day. Peace.